Are you considering living in Blue Springs, Missouri? Well, today I'm going to be covering the top 6 neighborhoods that I have discovered in Blue Springs as a real estate agent, and I want to get to that right now. If you are new to this channel and you want to learn all there is to know about the Kansas City metropolitan area, what to do, where to live, entertainment ideas, secrets about our city, then you'll want to subscribe to this channel and click that bell so that you can be the first to learn about what I post. Hi, my name is Anita Cordell and I have been a real estate agent in this city for over 20 years, and I love helping people make their transitions from buying and selling, even moving into the city, moving out of the city. And don't forget, I am a part of a mastermind group every morning where about 200 agents across the country and into Canada mastermind for about 2 hours, and we talk about the market and what is happening in everybody's city. And so if you are moving out of the Kansas City area, I have a wealth of information when it comes to finding you an agent that can help you. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Blue Springs, Missouri. It is a city that is in Jackson County. It is about 20 minutes outside of the downtown area. It has about 55,000 residents, and there's a lot of things going on in this city, from old mature neighborhoods all the way up to new construction. There's some really neat new businesses that are going on. I will be featuring some of the city's small businesses in the future videos, so you'll want to make sure that you stay in tune with that. Blue Springs is a fantastic suburb. There's a lot of neat things going on. You can, depending on where you're living, you'll be in the Blue Springs School District or you'll be in the Lee Summit School District. And so I want to show those pockets of neighborhoods as well as what's going on in them. So here's Kansas City, and here is Blue Springs. You can see my cursor if you follow along on my cursor. And just so you know, from one side of the city, from about the Blue Springs, Grain Valley area, all the way to the other side of like Bonner Springs and even some of the Olathe area, as well as Smithville, which is north, all of that takes about 45 minutes. So it's not that far of a drive. If you are not familiar with the city as a whole, right along in this yellow area is where the airport is. Here's the overall city of Blue Springs. The very first subdivision that I'm going to be talking about is Ridgewood at Chapman Farms, and I'm going to be combining 2 neighborhoods with this pocket. So there's really going to be one area but 2 neighborhoods. And the reason why is because they're kind of conjointed. They have the same HOA, but they're 2 different neighborhoods. One is established and one is still being built out. All right, they are Ridgewood at Chapman Farms. This is the area where Ridgewood is. They're all centered around this lake. There's a 30-acre lake that the subdivision is built around. There's fishing and kayaking, and along the lake, there's a 1-mile trail that you can walk around. It's kind of like almost a fitness trail, and there's different stations around the trail where you can stop and work out and then walk a little bit farther or jog a little bit farther and then work out. There's also a clubhouse, a playground. Let me just show you some of the homes that are with Ridgewood at Chapman Farms here. The price point of Ridgewood is around $400,000. It goes all the way up to about $700,000, and the HOA is $715 a year. Ridgewood is around the south side of the lake, and Lakeside starts right here and goes along in this area. They're both very, very nice neighborhoods. One, Lakeside, is a little bit more established. Ridgewood is newer. They both have the same HOA. They both have access to this lake. They both have access to the playground, the clubhouse, and all things around this area. If you live in these 2 neighborhoods, you will be in Blue Springs City, but you'll be in the Lee Summit award-winning school district. Here are some examples of properties that are in Lakeside. One really fantastic thing about Lakeside and Ridgewood is their connection and community regarding Christmas. I absolutely love this neighborhood. I love going in it. I love visiting it around Christmas time. And it's always so fun to see neighborhoods that come together to celebrate and have something to do with loved ones around the holidays. And you will not want to miss this subdivision. There's so much fantastic energy around it. In fact, there are a couple of different neighbors that will raise support for various charitable organizations. In fact, there's one house that you can go to, and if you go onto Facebook, there's even actually a Facebook page that's solely dedicated to this specific house. If you go to Ridgewood Lights, the page covers all of the different announcements, what times the lights are being lit up on this specific property, and they even actually raise support for Wayside Waifs. I think they've done it for multiple years throughout each Christmas time. They'll take donations, and they even will have a little mailbox out at the end where they will take letters to Santa, and if you leave an address on your letter, they will actually have Santa return a letter to your children. On to Edgewater. Edgewater is the subdivision that is right across the street from Ridgewood and Lakeside. You can get new construction just a little bit less. They are really roughly around the $300,000 price point. Their HOA is about $750. They're also in the Lee Summit School District. Their property is actually centered around a 2-acre pond. They have a pool, they have a clubhouse, they actually have a pavilion with a grill there. They have a hammock garden, and they have a playground as well. This community is by the Clove and Hive community, and anybody who lives in the Clove and Hive community is called hivers. Kind of a cute little trivia there. But they are just a little less expensive in the Blue Springs. So if you want to live in that southern part of Blue Springs, there's some pros to that in the sense that you're close to several lakes. You've got Lake Jacomo here, you've got Lake Lotawana, and of course you're on the southern part of Blue Springs, which gets you a little bit closer to the Ozarks if you wanted to go down here to Branson, Ozarks, and travel for the weekend. So we started here in this area. We're going to just travel a little bit north and get into this area here where my yellow dot is. This area here is Eagles Ridge. Eagles Ridge is also a new construction property. It's in Blue Springs, but this one actually is in the Blue Springs School District. They have a swimming pool, they have pool fountains, a kids spray accessories, they've got trails. There's about 226 homes that are going to be in Eagles Ridge once all of the plats are completed. The range in these properties are anywhere between $350 and on up, depending on what you purchase and the upgrades that you do. The pool actually is a zero entry saltwater pool, which actually makes it a really neat feature. This neighborhood also has a neighborhood watch program. So we are now going to travel down 7 Highway, and we're going to go over into this area here. I'm scrolling out here and looking at the area that the Country Club Gardens neighborhood is at. This neighborhood backs up to the 18-hole golf course in Blue Springs. There's a lake around it. I wanted to feature this neighborhood because there's such a diversity here with the maturity of the neighborhood. It's been around for quite a while, and yet there's some very nice properties. Country Club Gardens is very reasonable with their HOA. They only charge $75 every year. There is a lot of pride in this neighborhood. There's a lot of luxury homes that are in here that back up to the golf course. Now, if you don't back up to the golf course, obviously the price of the homes are going to be less, but the range in the properties go from they start about $300,000 and they go all the way up to upwards of $700,000 and on. These are all custom homes that were built years ago, and the lots are large and the size of the properties range, and so it's such a great community feel. There's volunteers that help out, which keep the HOA properties low. They're really trying to keep the integrity of this neighborhood, especially with it being close to the golf course. And there's also a neighborhood watch program that's with this neighborhood. So I just wanted to feature it because a lot of times we focus so much on the new construction that we forget about some of these mature, fantastic neighborhoods that have been around for a while and that are well established, have great community. And so this is one of them in the Country Club Gardens area. If you cross over, if you go down here to Duncan Road and you cross over Duncan Road, you're going to find some fantastic neighborhoods here as well. But there's one that I wanted to feature that is just a little neighborhood that is tucked away in the trees and amongst here. It's called Deer Run. Deer Run is a small community of about 99 homes, and it's been established for a while as well. The Deer Run HOA runs about $210 a year. Properties range from $300 also to about $700. This neighborhood is pretty comparable to the Country Club Gardens neighborhood. One big difference in the Deer Run properties is there's a lot of ranch style homes here. They range anywhere between reverse style, story and a half properties, and just straight up ranch. But these custom homes were built in the 80s roughly, and so they're really solid properties, and a lot of the lots are also very big. In fact, there's multiple homeowners that have pools in their backyard because the neighborhoods the lots are so big. In fact, there's several lots that are almost an acre large. Those are the 6 properties that I wanted to highlight in this Blue Springs video. I will say this, that in the midst of all of this, if you go down here to Woods Chapel and you head north on Woods Chapel, you're going to find a few more newer construction neighborhoods that are here that I didn't add to this, but you might want to consider. As always, if you need a representative in new construction, it's always important to have an agent represent you. And in fact, I have a video that I will be releasing regarding the benefits of having an agent when you are purchasing new construction. Be sure and subscribe to this channel and click that bell if you want to learn more about the Kansas City market and Kansas City as a whole. My contact information is going to be in the description below. I would love to hear from you, whether that's your needs for buying and selling. I'd love to talk real estate all day long, so be sure and call, text, or even email, and I would love to talk real estate. As always, to buy or sell, call Anita Cordell.